The Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood is a Russian Orthodox church in St. Petersburg, Russia, which currently functions as a secular museum and church at the same time. The structure was constructed between 1883 and 1907. It is one of St. Petersburg's major attractions. The church was erected on the site where political nihilists assassinated Emperor Alexander II in March 1881. The church was funded by the Romanov imperial family in honor of Alexander II, and the suffix on spilled blood refers to his assassination. Construction began in 1883 during the reign of Alexander III, 2 years after the assassination of his father Alexander II. The church was consecrated as a memorial to his father. Estimates suggest that the construction cost 4.5 million rubles. The construction was completed during the reign of Nicholas II in 1907. Funding was provided by the imperial family with the support of many private donors. The church is prominently situated along the Gryboedov Canal. Paved roads run along both sides of the canal. On March 13, 1881, as Alexander II's carriage passed along the embankment, a grenade thrown by an anarchist conspirator exploded. The Tsar, shaken but unhurt, got out of the carriage and started to remonstrate with the presumed culprit. A second conspirator took the chance to throw another bomb, killing himself and mortally wounding the Tsar. The Tsar, bleeding heavily, was taken back to the Winter Palace, where he died a few hours later. A temporary shrine was erected on the site of the attack while plans and fundraising for a more permanent memorial were undertaken. In order to build a permanent shrine on the exact spot where the assassination took place, it was decided citation needed to narrow the canal so that the section of road on which the Tsar had been driving could be included within the walls of the church. An elaborate shrine, in the form of a ciborium, was constructed at the end of the church opposite the altar, on the exact place of Alexander's assassination. It is embellished with topaz, lazurite, and other semi-precious stones, making a striking contrast with the simple cobblestones of the old road, which are exposed in the floor of the shrine. Architecturally, the cathedral differs from St. Petersburg's other structures. The city's architecture is predominantly Baroque and neoclassical, but the Savior on Blood harks back to medieval Russian architecture in the spirit of Romantic nationalism. It intentionally resembles the 17th-century Yaroslavl churches and the celebrated St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. Mosaic of Christ Pantocrator under the central dome. The church contains over 7,500 square meters of mosaics according to its restorers, more than any other church in the world. Citation needed. This record may be surpassed by the Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis, which houses 7,700 square meters of mosaics. Citation needed. The interior was designed by some of the most celebrated Russian artists of the day, including Viktor Vasnetsov, Mikhail Nestorov, and Mikhail Vrubel, but the church's chief architect, Alfred Alexandrovich Parland, was relatively little known. Born in St. Petersburg in 1842 in a Baltic German Lutheran family. Perhaps not surprisingly, the church's construction ran well over budget, having been estimated at 3.6 million rubles but ending up costing over 4.6 million. The walls and ceilings inside the church are completely covered in intricately detailed mosaics, the main pictures being biblical scenes or figures but with very fine patterned borders setting off each picture. In July 1970, management of the church passed to St. Isaac's Cathedral and it was used as a museum. The proceeds from the cathedral funded the restoration of the church. It was reopened in August 1997 after 27 years of restoration, but has not been reconsecrated and does not function as a full-time place of worship. The Church of the Savior on Blood is a museum of mosaics. In the pre-revolution period it was not used as a public place of worship. The church was dedicated to the memory of the assassinated Tsar and only panikhidahs took place. The church is now one of the main tourist attractions in St. Petersburg.